Hello, this is Joshua for Frost Dragon Designs, and today I'd like to talk to you about my UFO cat heart enamel pin. This pin is part of my monthly Cute Cat Pin subscription club. Every month, members of the club get a new cute cat pin sent to them directly in the mail. If you join the club anytime in March 2024, the first pin you'll receive is the UFO cat. It ships in early April. Now let's get into the design. It's hard for me to pinpoint the exact origin of the concept for this pin design because, a lot of ideas will flitter through my head any given day. And some of them get put down in the sketchbook, some of them just get written down as words, some of them I just let flitter away. I had probably thought about a UFO cat at one point or another in the past, but hadn't really done anything about that concept. I wasn't really sure whether I wanted the cat to be piloting the spaceship or being abducted, or I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with that concept, so I just kind of left it to the side. And then one day, I was packing orders, and somebody had ordered the special delivery cat with the cat hanging from the balloons, as well as the pizza UFO pin. And, as I'm packing up these two pins to ship out to this customer, I just thought to myself, the way that cat is hanging from the balloons, that's a really good pose for if they were being beamed up by a little spaceship. And, I had these two pins literally sitting next to each other as I was packaging them up for the customer. And so after I had, packed up the order, I hopped onto my computer and I just decided to see what I could do as just kind of a quick mock-up. And the quick mock-up kind of turned into the final pin design. The two challenges that I really came across when working on this, because the main art assets were already done. I had already done the spaceship and the cat, just had to fiddle around with them a little bit. But the color for the beam was a huge struggle for me. I'm not sure that that's going to be something you can really see in this video, but, in my head I was having a real hard time figuring out what color scheme I wanted to use for this design. And then also figuring out what I wanted to do with where the beam that's not touching the cat, figuring out what it was going to do where it was hitting the ground. I didn't want it to just be a circle or, visually an ellipse. That felt kind of boring, and so that was a big mental struggle as well with this, figuring out what I wanted it to look like in that section of the pin. I didn't want it to be boring. I think at this point I probably, paused the recording, stopped working on this, went and had lunch, and took my sketchbook with me, and I probably did, 5 or 6 little doodles of different ways that I might handle that lower portion of the pin, and eventually I had this kind of spiky, almost like it's shining or like the light is bouncing kind of look. And I just kind of liked the way that sketch looked. So when I came back down after eating lunch, I decided, okay, this is what we're going to try doing, and I liked it. And, it looked good, but then I still needed to fiddle around with it a little bit to make sure that it was friendly for pin production. And those little spikes are actually part of the reason why this pin is a little thinner than some of my other pins, because there's really narrow passages on the side there. And if we had made it thicker, it would have looked a little wonky. And I wanted those to still read as, individual spikes, not like, a blob together. So that's a good example of the pin design itself influencing the production process, and the other way around. I had to change some aspects to make sure that it would be a smooth production. I think this is a really fun pin, and I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy this one. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the design process for this pin. I hope that you enjoyed hearing a little bit about the thoughts that went into it as I was creating it. And if you did, please go ahead, like, and subscribe. I try to release a new video once every week, and I would love to have you along for the next one. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.